Okay. Here's the thing about this particular reading. All right. So this is the full Kriya, the full reading. This is Triennial Year One. What Triennial Year One does not include is the Aseret HaDabrot, which is the Ten Commandments. So, in the abbreviated triennial reading, the congregation experiences you hear the Ten Commandments only in triennial years 2 and 3. So, here's what I'm going to do. So, what some congregations do is they read the entire Parsha. I'm not going to do that. I don't have time. And it'll probably take too long. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this reading, this reading, this reading, this reading, and this reading. I'm going to do the first 5 of Triennial Year 1. Okay? Then I'm going to do this reading, which is where the Ten Commandments are, finish it up with this, and we're good to go. So that way we get the Ten Commandments in, and we don't spend a lot of time reading the full Parsha, because this congregation doesn't like to do that, or else we'd be doing it.
Probably they do like it. Have you asked them?
No.
I think they do want it.
Well, it kind of is a little bit of a selfish reason on my part because I have to be at the airport.
Yeah.
Otherwise I would do it. But it's never come up in a meeting or otherwise whether people want to do the full Parsha.
Yeah.
I could do the full Parsha. I've done it before.
Yeah. So we don't do it this time, but next time
We don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean this Parsha?
Yeah.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying because I know.
Not all the time, but
But I know if you ask them, I know they will say yes. But so right now you have that, that you have to be. It's okay. We do it. We're gonna cover the 10 Commandments.
Right, as long as we. But
I know they will say yes.
Yes. Right. Oh, for this particular Parsha, yeah, because the Ten Commandments is at the end of. You mean anyone?
Yeah, for anyone. Whatever.
So you think the congregation would be into doing each and every Parsha, the full Parsha?
Yeah, whatever we have to do, I know.
Whatever we have to do. Okay, because the tradition is just to do the triennial, which is typically what the conservative movement does. Now, the conservative movement, where did they get the idea to do the triennial? Okay, to split a portion in 3 and just do 1/3 of it each year. Okay, and that is because it's conservative Judaism, and for me to do a full reading, okay, I could do it, but in traditional synagogues they do the whole service. Now, some conservative synagogues that are what we call conservadox, which means that they're right at that level between conservadox and orthodox. Okay, they'll do, and we've had people come and do it that way. They just, go pretty quick and everybody bobbins on their own. They don't do it like I do, where I just chant the whole service. Okay, so I like to chant the whole service and I go slow, or else people be scratching their heads going, what do you just, this way people can follow along in the English when I do it. And it's the same thing with the Parsha. Okay. There are some conservative synagogues that do the full Parsha. But a lot of times when they do that, they're not like me. They like go over it. I know that some people do it. It takes a while to actually go through the whole Parsha and memorize it and know, the words and everything. Like I said, I could theoretically do it, but it might take too much time. But again, in this case, well, we can maybe bring it up at another time. All right. So for those of you that are just joining us, people that are saying someplace like, I don't know, Alabama.
I couldn't get it to work.
No, it's like, well, you got it to work. See, you're good. You and your gym partners. And I'm glad to see Hannah is doing better after what she had. She had like a mini stroke
a stroke. Like she had a hole in her heart.
Wow.
So years ago, like she had a sister that died at birth or shortly after birth. and she had a hole in her heart. So she had the stroke, found that she had a hole in her heart, which was probably the best case scenario. The other thing it could have been was cancer. So
Right.
um, they fixed it.
They did. All right. Good. Good. They sewed
So
it up.
she's
They
still
put her on
on
a
blood
heart-lung
thinners.
machine. Yeah. They typically what they do is they put you on a heart-lung machine, which basically does the work of the lungs and the heart, and they run the blood through that while they're repairing, while they're sewing up the heart. Yeah. It's pretty tricky.
That's
And you got to have
amazing.
some, huh?
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty cool. All right. All right. So again, we're going to do on the triennial year, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'll let you know when we're doing the actual service. We're going to switch. We're going to go right to the Ten Commandments to this one, and this one we'll finish it up. And that way I'll get it out. I'll make my plane. I'll be in Alabama. You guys will be nice and warm here. I'll be in 40 degree.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sweating.
Well, you know what?
So I don't know right now. Yesterday, Houston was 25 degrees, something like that. We were reading with Reading Bed.
That's what it was in Alabama. It went down to the teens. And next week, when I go out there, it's going to get up to the 50s.
Okay.
So I'm bringing some of the California weather with me.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's get started. All right. First Aliyah is chapter 18, 1 to 4. And this is Jethro, Yitro, okay? Not the guy from the Beverly Hillbillies, but another Yitro, who was actually Jewish. Max Baer, who played Jethro in the Beverly Hillbillies, he was Jewish. His father was a boxer. Did you guys know that? Max Baer, yeah, he was a boxer. Yeah, well, Gaspar knew that, yeah. But yeah, Bear. I don't know why I named him Junior because we don't do that. The Sephardics do it. We don't, but whatever. Okay, so without further ado, okay. Vayishma Yitro Chohain Midyan Chotain. Let me take the cancellations out. Huh?
I'm seeing something extra.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. It's confusing too. Midyan Chotain, which is the word for father-in-law, which by the way is also the word for groom. Chotain, yep. Moshe et kol asher asa Elohim lemoshe ul Yisrael amo ki hotzi Adonai et Yisrael mi Mitzrayim. I have a whole joke I do about all this. Vayikach Yitro Chotain Moshe, yeah, Jethro, father-in-law of Moses, et Tzipporah, Eshet, wife of Moshe, Achar Shilucheha, after she had been sent home. Who asked me? Kate, did you ask me if where his wife and sons were? Did you ask me that?
I did.
Okay, so here is Jethro. Yeah, so when Moses came to Egypt back from Midian, he sent Zipporah and his two sons back because he knew it was going to get a little hairy. So so now Jethro, Yitro, his father-in-law, who heard about what happened with the sea and everything, he's like, cool, you resolved it. Here's your wife and your kids. So here it is bringing them back. Okay. 3. V'et Shenei Vanecha, to her two sons, Asher Shem Ha'echad, name of the first, Ha'echad Gershom Ki Amar Ger Hayiti. He named him Gershom because he was a ger, which is a stranger in a land. There, Sham is there. Ba'eretz Nochriya, foreign land. Notice it says her sons, not his sons. Zipporah brought her sons. That's what it said.
Oh, and her
Ki
two sons.
amar, all right. Shnei vaneha. That's the feminine of her two sons. So it's her two sons, not he didn't say Moses's or Moses and Zipporah's sons. It said her two sons. Why? Zipporah, who was Moses's wife.
So she brought two sons.
Her two sons.
But she also she was previously married.
No, they're both of their children, but the sons are being described as her two sons. Why are their two sons being described as her two sons? Because she's the mother and she's the one that took him back to Midian, right? Because Moses was all involved in this whole plague thing. Say, interesting, huh? So the first son was named Gershon because he was a stranger there because he was Moses' son, right? So now they're giving credibility to Zipporah. And it was Zipporah's actions to circumcise Gershon when they were first going there, not Moses's. It was Zipporah. And Zipporah wasn't even Jewish. She wasn't even an Israelite. She was a Midianite. And those guys were idol worshippers at the time. So pretty interesting. Okay. V'shem ha'echad, the other, Eliezer, okay, ki Elohei avi be'ezri, God of my father is a helper. Ezer, it means to help, right? Like the prayer we say before the Amidah, Ezrat Avotenu, the helper of our fathers. And it also says, Magen Avraham, shield of Abraham, ve'ezrat Sarah, and helper of Sarah. Vayatzileni mecherev paro. So that's the end of the first aliyah. Right?
It's pretty short.
Yeah. So now 5 to 8. Vayavo Yitro Choten Moshe Uvanav Va'ishto, his sons and his wife, El Moshe of Moses, El Hamidbar, to Moses to the wilderness, Asher Hu Choneh Sham Har HaElohim. So now they're camped at the mountain of God. And why are they camped at the mountain of God? Because Moses is going to climb up and get the 10 Commandments. Actually, he's up and down a couple of times getting the 10 Commandments. He was able to do that because he took Katie pump class and his good strong legs to go up and down the mountain. 6. Vayomer El Moshe Ani Chotencha Yitro Ba Elecha Va'ishtecha Ushne Vanecha Ima. Yeah, they're your wife and her two sons. Yeah, I mean, you basically sent them away, but, probably a good idea considering what was going on. Vayetze Moshe Likrat Chotno Vayishtachu Vayishak Lo Vayishalu Ish L'Re'ehu L'Shalom Vayavo'u Vayavo'u. Okay. Ha'ohela, his tent. 8. Vaisaper. Vaisaper. No dagish in the yud. Vaisaper.
Oh, by not by. Oh, by.
No, because why? Because there's no dagish in the yud. If there was a dagish or a dot there, it would be vayye. That's right. So it's just vaisaper. Exactly. Moshe lechot no 8 call Asher asa Adonai
uh,
leFaro ul mitzrayim. Same thing here. No dagish there, so it's ul mitzrayim. Al odot on the signs Yisrael. See again, Yisrael. 8. Call ha. Okay, te la'ah. See dagish. Call ha te la'ah. Asher metza'atam
Tom,
baderech
there,
vayatzilem Adonai.
I don't know.
So that's the end of the second aliyah. Next one. I can't really say. I got it on dark mode. It's supposed to save battery power or something. Okay, 9 to 12. Okay, see dagish there? Vayichad. Vayichad. Not just vayichad, vayichad. See the dagish? So
But
you
it's not Vayihade. It's Vayihad.
silent vowel.
Only okay.
Enunciate the thing. Yitro al kol ha tova asher asa Adonai leYisrael asher hitzilo miyad Mitzrayim. See, so Jethro rejoiced. So the sages interpret this as he converted from idolatry to Judaism. 10. Vayomer Yitro Baruch Adonai Asher Hitzil Etchem Miyad Mitzrayim Umiyad Paro Asher Hitzil Et Ha'am Mitachat Yad Mitzrayim. So what I'm seeing is that if the word et, which is an indication of a direct object, that it's like a the or something specific, if it's hyphenated, it's et. If it's not hyphenated, it's eight. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know if that's the difference. Okay, 11. 11. Remember Stranger Things, Katie? 11. Anybody watch Stranger Things?
No.
Oh, you got that.
They're missing out if they don't.
Oh yeah. We just finished season 4. That was a great season. That was a great series, man.
Hopefully you can push through and finish season 5 this coming week.
Yeah. That way I'll be.
Then we can talk about it.
Yeah. It's pretty intense. It's pretty cool. It was great. It was really good. Okay, 11. Ata yadati ki gadol Adonai mikol ha Elohim ki vadavar asher zadu alehem vayikach Yitro choten Moshe Olah. So he's bringing a burnt offering, and Olah means going up, like Aliyah, it means going up. That's what a burnt offering does. It all goes up in smoke. So he's becoming Jewish. This is his conversion. So when you go for your conversion, you got to bring like a goat and burn it there at the center. All right. Uz vachim lelohim vayavo Aharon v'chol ziknei Yisrael le'echol lechem, bread to eat. Im chotein Moshe lifnei ha-Elohim. So he came with the elders of Israel and they broke bread. Okay, so that's the third aliyah. We're on 14 now. Oh no, where are we at? All right, so we're on the 4th already. Yeah, 13, that's the beginning of the 4th. It's weird that it goes that and then it says next day. They don't separate it out. Oh, I didn't do this. What's his face? The Masoretes did it. Vayar Chotain Moshe 8. See, no hyphen, so it's 8. Call Asher. That's who. Ose La'am Vayomer Ma Hadavar Azeh Asher Ata Ose La'am Madua Ata Yoshev Levadecha Vecho Ha'am Nitzav Alecha Min Boker Ad Arev. Ad Arev. So Erev is evening. Arev is to evening. Same way Aretz is land and Eretz is land of.
Wow, just a little different.
That's right. Well, you got it in English too. You can read a book, or maybe you read the book. Same spelling, same word. Okay, 15. Vayomer Moshe lechotno, to his father-in-law, that's his, the no is his, ki yavo elai ha'am lid rosh Elohim, come to me to inquire. So everybody's heard the word a drosh, give a drosh on the Torah. That's where the word comes from, drosh, to derosh, to inquire of. So that's what drosh means, it's inquiry. 16. Where do we go on this again? To 16, this is it. Huh?
Didn't we gonna change from here to here?
On the fifth aliyah, so where are we at?
Okay.
So fourth, okay, so the fifth, 17 to 19, then the sixth, we're going to go there. Okay. Ki yiyeh lahem davar ba Eli v'shafat ti
T.
ben ish uvein re'ehu, right? V'hodati et chukei ha-Elohim ve'et Toratav. Toratav, yep. That vav cancels out the and the yud, making it I or iv. Tav.
That's the second word. Who is that okay because there's a
Okay.
okay? Is that what we pronounce it? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, as opposed to,
Because of the U at the end. Okay.
well, it'd be A anyway. But what the yud does, remember, and this, of course, is being picky. Okay, it makes it longer. Instead of et chukei, it's et chukei, theoretically. Chukei. Okay, so okay. 17 to 19, we're on the fifth aliyah. Vayomer choten Moshe elav lo tov adavar asher ata oseh. Okay, so this is not good what you're doing. You're going to wear yourself out, and the people are going to get pissed off too, because you got this line of people. Navol hibo gam ata gam ha'am hazeh asher imach, your people, ki chaved mimacha. See dagesh, silent, mimacha.
Oh.
Dagesh, mimacha.
Mimecha.
Yep, three syllables, mimacha.
Mimecha.
Hadavar lo tuchal asohu levadecha. ata, shema, bekoli, iatzcha,
Sefa.
iatzcha.
Yes.
Theoretically, it's just iatzcha.
Atzcha.
Not atzacha, no dagish.
Okay, so
Iatzcha. Yep. Vihi
Vihi.
Elohim imach heye ata la'am mu ha Elohim veheveta ata et hadivarim el ha Elohim. Now, for some reason, they end this aliyah right here. I may keep going, only because this is where Jethro says to Moses, you're crazy. You're going to wear yourself out. You're sitting here all day from morning to evening. You got 2 million people and they're all coming to you with all sorts of stuff. Like, my neighbor, he pitched his tent next to my, crazy stuff. And also, hey, what does God mean when he says, stuff like that, right? And Jethro's about to tell him, you got to delegate, man. You're gonna wear yourself out. You're gonna be no use to these people. So you need to delegate, and you need to find people who are smart enough, who know enough, to where they can help you, decide these things, adjudicate. And Moses is going, "What do you mean?" And this is where I get kind of funny. I have a whole routine on this, right? Because I shouldn't. I don't. It's yeah, because he says, because Jethro's like, you got to find people that can't be bribed because they don't have any interest in money. And Moses is like, we're talking about Jews here, right? And Jethro's like, no, man, I'm talking about people that have enough money and don't need any more. And Moses says, like I said, we're talking about Jews here, right? So that's my joke. Anyway. But seriously, Jethro says to him, you got to find guys that are honest, that don't have that have enough. They can't be bribed. They don't care. They don't have any use for anything more. It wouldn't do them any good. So you got to find people that are above repute, right?
Yeah.
And that's what this whole part is. So I may actually keep going, because to cut it off here, it's kind of like, I don't know. So I may go for another couple of rounds on this. So I give you counsel. You bring disputes before God. V'his charta et hem et hachukim ve'et hatorot v'hodata lahem et haderech yelchu ba ve'et hama'aseh asher ya'asun. Yeah, and enjoin upon them the laws and teachings and make known to them the way they are to go. Okay, so maybe I'll stop there. See, because he also says, seek out from among the people, all right? So isn't it interesting that Jethro shows up and he sees what Moses is doing and say, find guys that can do this, help you with this. You do the big things, and then have people at different levels. It's kind of like an army. You got a general that gives you all the game plan. You got colonels that are overseeing people, and majors and captains and lieutenants. And then you got and they all have their own group of people. And as you get down into the lower ranks, they oversee less and less people. And that's what that's what Jethro is telling Moses to do. So he's telling him to delegate. You do the real important stuff, and the less important stuff you delegate to people. So he tells him that. And what happens right after this in the Torah? What happens? Moses gets the 10 Commandments, right? He starts teaching people the ways of God. So we get the 10 Commandments, and the next Parsha, Mishpatim, is where we start breaking down and getting into the nitty-gritty of some of the teachings of God. How to treat slaves, lost property, boundaries. It's like what we call in modern law torts, okay? When you have a dispute with a neighbor on something. See? So now this is the flow of the Torah. And that's why all that stuff happens. And in Mishpatim, the laws that they start with first, well, first it's slaves, how to treat the lowest rung of the socioeconomic ladder. And then it's torts. It's how people, laws that help people get along with each other. That's the whole connection. So this is the flow of the Torah.
The
Okay.
Ten Commandments, we stand up, right? Here.
No, we don't actually. The only thing we stand up for is Song of the Sea. Yep. No, we don't. Maybe I've done it in the past, but you don't.
No, I'd say because other rabbis did it before, but I don't know. I remember. I think we did it with Rabbi Gil.
You might have.
Yeah.
Here's why we don't. Okay. You're actually not supposed to stand when you're reading Torah. Now, the person reading the Torah, of course, stands because they're at the front. But if you notice, Judy came and she said, well, I can't really stand anymore, but I want to do the Haftorah, which I think she's going to do for Jethro. I said, I don't have a problem with that because you're not supposed to stand anyway, because when you're studying Torah, if you're standing, you're getting tired and you're not focusing on what you're reading. So when you sit, you're more comfortable and you can focus on what you're reading. That's why you don't stand. That's why when we do the Baruch Hu at the beginning of our service, and then we're going to do the blessings of the Shema, you're supposed to be sitting for all that. You're not supposed to be standing. Because why? Because you're doing the Shema and the V'ahavta, which are selections out of the Torah. And it's tough, when you're standing all that time to be reading it, right? Because you're thinking, oh, I'm getting tired here, right? But you're supposed to sit so you're comfortable and you can take in the information. So whereas the Amidah, when we stand and we do that, when it's, we call it the Amidah because it's the standing prayer. By contrast, the part of the service before that, the blessings of the Shema, is actually also called the sitting prayer. So that's it. So if I'm praying on my own, I'm doing the tefillin, wrapping the tefillin and doing, my tallit on during the week. If I'm going to go do like a body pump class where it's, all legs and stuff, I'm sitting down, man.
I see you there standing when you're doing your prayer in the morning. I seen him because he's standing and praying. So
Yeah.
himself. Ahí está solito.
Yeah. Well, I like to stand. It's more comfortable when I'm standing. It's easier, but a lot of times when I'm at home, I'll just, I like to sit and do it. I know it's easier, especially when you pull, you have to grab the seat and hold them together and you're sitting down and you gotta, you pull it off and I don't know, whatever. All right. So here, that was the fifth aliyah. So now we're going to jump over to here, which is where the Ten Commandments are. Actually, I should. So we're going to jump and I'll let you know. So here's the sixth aliyah. And this is all Moses getting the Ten Commandments. Okay. Vayered Adonai al har Sinai el rosh ha har vayikra Adonai lemoshe el rosh ha har vaya'al Moshe. All right, so this is a long one. This is 20 verses, and this goes from 1920 to 2014. And I'll show you something when we get there. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe Reid Ha'ed. Okay, aid. Witness. Okay. The Shema, the ayin and the dalit is large. The ayin in Shema is large, and the dalit in echad is large. Why? Because the two of them spell aid, witness. Everybody's going to witness Moses getting the Ten Commandments. Ba'am, pen, her, su, el, Adonai, lir, ot, not lirot, lir, ot. Right. Everybody does that. V'nafal mimenu rav. V'gam hakohanim hanigashim El Adonai Yitkadashu Pen Yifrotz Bahem Adonai. So there's something wrong with this verse. The priests also who come near God must stay pure, lest God break out against them. Something wrong with this verse. What is it?
God, oh, okay, then, against them. I want to ask you about the word though. Only Jeep, it says Jeep roads, right? Jeep roads
Yifrotz,
or Jeep
Yifrotz, Pen Yifrotz.
And
Here's the problem.
priest also
What priests?
from.
What priests? I didn't see anybody get made a priest yet.
Well, I was thinking.
Yeah, and who are supposed to be the priests? No, the Reubenites. They were the firstborn. They're the ones that are supposed to be not the Levites. Reuben was firstborn. He was supposed to be the priest because the firstborn is the most important. But Reuben blew it because he was so impetuous. Anybody here in Aries? No? Good. That's Reuben's sign, Aries. Are you in Aries? Yeah. Yeah. Aries.
April.
Oh.
April.
April.
Yeah.
Oh, Aries.
Yeah.
Oh, I seen my sister Aries.
Does she finish what she starts? No.
No?
See? That's an Aries.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's an Aries. All right.
Wow, she does finish.
¿El qué?
Con Dory termina todo, que empieza todas las licencias. Aries.
All right. Next verse. Yeah, no, where'd the priests come from? I didn't see any priests. I think what they're referring to, if you read the commentary, they mean like the elders.
The elders,
That's who they're talking about. Okay, 23. Vayomer Moshe El Adonai Lo Yuchal can't La alot Al Har El Har, I'm sorry, El Har Sinai, Mount Sinai, Ki Ata Ha'edota Banu Lamor Hag Baal Et Hahar Vakidashto. So in other words, you can look but don't touch.
The kid dash to.
Lakidashto. Sanctify it. Like the word kiddush. Kadosh. 24. Vayomer Elav Adonai Lech Raid. Go down. Ve'alita Ata Ve'aharon Imach Ve'hakohanim Ve'ha'am Al don't, not El, too, Al, don't, same word, right? Even El, God, right? That's that one word. Al Yeher Su La'alot El Adonai, see Al El, see all that?
Sure.
Pen Yif Rots Bam. Okay, 25. Vayered Moshe El Ha'am Vayomer Elohem Alehem. Spoke to them. There's your samech, which means we've got a space of 9 letters as we start chapter 20, which is the 10th chapter of the 10 Commandments. Or Esreit Hadvarim, some people call it the 10 Declarations. All right, here we go. Vaidaber, I want to see something first. In a minute. Vaidaber Elohim 8 Kol Hadivarim. See, Dagish, silent, Hadivarim. Ha'ele Lamor. All right, so here's where the 10 Commandments actually start. And you see there's a samech, a space of 9 letters. All right, so I'm going to throw up the cannellations here for a second. So I want to see something. What do you notice here in these words with the cancellations? What do you notice about some of the words with the cancellations, like here and here?
The cancellations are the little commas. The little-
Yes. I'll show you. I'll take them away and I'll show you the
Like the
difference.
loop and
Without,
Mm.
with.
Is it the way you have to sing it?
Well, those are cancellations. But what do you notice about this? What do you notice about this? What do you notice about this?
It looks like that thing where you look for water.
Say what?
Looks like that thing where you look for water.
Well, what about, well, here's the thing. All right. So maybe you guys aren't familiar with the cancellations, but the point is there's two sets of cancellations.
I'm not.
Right. So you have the upper cancellations and the lower cancellations.
Mhm.
There are two ways to chant the Ten Commandments. One way is when you're sitting there reviewing it for the upcoming week. And the other way is when you're up there actually chanting, doing it. There are two sets, and they call them the upper and the lower. So when you're doing it in front of the congregation to actually chant, you use the upper ones. When you're just sitting there by yourself studying, you use the lower ones in a case like here where it's the same either way. So if you were doing this by yourself, okay, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. First commandment here. Okay? Anochi Adonai Elohecha asher hotzeticha me'eretz Mitzrayim mibeit avadim, and you stop there. Otherwise, you don't stop. Anochi Adonai Elohecha asher hotzeticha me'eretz Mitzrayim mibeit avadim. Okay, and then we would keep going because you don't stop at the verses, you stop at the end of the commandment when you're reading it in front of the audience. Okay? Same thing here. Lo yiyelecha Elohim acherim al panai lo taselecha pesel kol tumunah asher b'shamayim imaha asher ba'eretz mitachat asher b'mayim mitachat la'aretz. That's in front of an audience. Otherwise, V'lo yelecha Elohim acherim al panai lo taselecha pesel v'chol tumunah asher b'shamayim mima'al v'asher ba'eretz mitachat asher b'mayim mitachat la'aretz. See the difference? So the one in front of everybody is more embellished. You know what I mean? It's just all over the place. Okay? All right. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And you will see in a lot of chumishes, they will have, like the chumish we use, you will see the two sets of cancellations. But in like the art scroll, they will publish the ones that you do when you're reading it here, and then they'll have a separate section at the end of the aliyah that has the ones that you do it in public. Now that big green book I have, the Tikkun, it's reversed because it's made to study. It's meant to prepare you for reading. They will have the upper cancellations that you do when you're actually reading it for the service there, and then the other ones, when you're just studying it, it'll have somewhere else. So, interesting. Anochi Adonai Elohecha asher hotzeiticha me'eretz Mitzrayim, mibeit avadim. Okay, 3. And again, these are not the verses when you're reading it. They do it, you got different verses here, but the verses are, when you're reading it, are based on the actual commandment. So it's different. Lo yiyeh lecha Elohim acherim al panai. Okay, lo ta'aseh lecha pesel, yep, not petel, pesel. V'chol temunah asher ba'shamayim mi ma'al va'asher ba'aretz mitachat va'asher, sorry, ba'mayim mitachat la'aretz. So this is all, so you see a verse here, but this is all one commandment.
Mhm. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Lo
Lo.
tishtachaveh lahem. So this is the second commandment, and they're expanding on it. Velo ta'av
But them.
ta'avdein.
Them.
See larger? Ta'avdeim ki anochi Adonai Elohecha El. There's El, right? Not Al or El. Okay, different word. Kana, El Kana, I'm a jealous God. Poked Avon. Why is that Avon and not own?
I don't know what avon means. I just know.
No, why is it pronounced Avon and not own? Why is that a Vav with an O and not an O?
Avon. Oh, that's right. I don't know. Why.
Because the ayin already has a vowel. If there was no vowel here, then it would be own. See that?
Avon.
Avon. That's how you know it's von and not own. Okay? A little bit of a review.
Avon.
Okay. Gaspar, you have a question or you just mouthing the words here? No? Just mouthing the words?
He's
Okay.
mute.
Yeah, he's mute. Yeah, you're mute. I'm trying to read your lips, but okay. Read my lips. Yeah, the beard's getting in the way, but that's okay. Avot al banim al shileshim va'al ribeim leson I. So I'll visit it to the third and fourth generations. Okay. Va'ose chesed la'alafim le'ohavai ul shom rei mitzvotai. Okay, so we have a samech, a space of 9 letters. That's the end of the second commandment. Third commandment. Lo tisa et shem Adonai, name of God, Elohecha, la shav. Don't take the name of God in vain. Ki lo yinake Adonai, 8, no hyphen, just 8. Asher yisa et shemo la shav. All right, so don't take God's name in vain. Okay, and then we have a fe, so fatucha, so the next one is a new paragraph. So a lot of people say that means you shouldn't say damn it, right? But it's more than that. It's not just that. God don't care if you say that.
If you say what? If you say then?
God damn it, right? People say, oh, that's taking God's name in vain. No. Well, it is and it isn't. The real purpose of this commandment is you don't swear falsely by God's name. You don't say, I swear this is the best Apple phone in the world. Yeah, it's a false, it's not just false. I'm taking God's name. So I'm swearing by God. That's the sin. Okay? That's really what taking God's name in vain is all about. When you go to a court and they say, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth? Okay? And if you put your hand on a Bible, which contains this.
You can admit if you do that.
Yeah, I mean, then you're swearing in vain because I'm not going to tell the truth. I'm going to lie. I'm going to lie my butt off, right? That's taking God's name in vain. That's really what this means.
So what did people swear about before God's name?
I'm sorry, say again?
What did people swear about?
Oh, in God's name? Anything.
Before.
Okay.
God's name.
Okay. So today, if you want to make an agreement with somebody, what do? You write it down in a contract, you get a notary, right? This goes back to a time when they didn't have writing, they had chiseling and stone, and you didn't have notaries. So the way you knew that somebody was making agreement is that you'd swear to God. That's what you would do. Okay. If you go to the temple and you say, I swear to God, I'm going to donate 3 goats to the Kohanim and you don't do it, okay, you've taken a vain oath. That's why on Yom Kippur, before it actually starts, we have Kol Nidre, which means any oath, we have a court, a Beit Din. You got 3 guys up there holding Torahs saying, if you've made an oath that you've not been able to fulfill, we're going to absolve you of it before sundown, before Yom Kippur actually starts. That's what Kol Nidre is for. That way you're not sinning, right? You're not carrying your sins into the new year.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's what they used to do. Your word is your bond, which doesn't work anymore, right? Because people, I didn't hear you, right? But back then, you made an oath. You had to carry it out. You made an oath. That's like you now have another commandment besides the 613 to fulfill. That's what this commandment's all about. Okay. Okay, so continuing. So now we got the 4th commandment, which is Zachor et Yom HaShabbat LeKadesho. Sheshet Yamim Ta'avod Ve'asita Kol Melachtecha. V'yom Hashvi'i, 7th day, Shabbat, Ladonai, Elohecha, Lo Ta'aseh, Kol Melacha, Ata, Uvincha, you and your son, Uvitecha, and your daughter, Avdecha, and your worker, Va'amatacha, and your maidservant, Uvhemtecha, and your animals, the gercha, and the stranger among you, asher bisharecha. Everybody gets a day off. Ki sheshet yamim. Does this sound familiar? Asa Adonai. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai. Right? We say this for our service. Et hashamayim ve'et haaretz et hayam Va'et kol asher bam vayanach bayom hashavi'i dagesh hashavi'i al kain beirach Adonai et yom hashabat vaikadeshehu. Samech, space of 9 letters. Next commandment. Kaved et avicha ve'et imecha lema'an ya'arichun yamecha al ha'adama asher Adonai Elohecha notain lach. Okay, Samech, next commandment. And these are all pretty quick. So in the Chumash, this is all one verse, but again, you see a samach, space of 9 letters, because these are all separate commandments. Lo, tir, tzach, don't murder. Lo, tin, af, do not commit adultery. Lo, tig, nov, don't steal. Lo, ta'aneh, v're'acha, aid, shaker. Don't bear witness against your neighbor. Lo tachmod beit re'echa. Lo tachmod eshet re'echa ve'avdo ve'amato. Va'amato, right. Ve'shoro. Va'achov chamoro v'chol asher l're'echa. And that's the end. That's the this is actually one big commandment, even though you have that space here.
You should not. Wait a minute.
Covet.
Covet. Oh, okay. Covet.
Now, what does that mean? Covet.
You know,
I'm
that's-
taking a lot of time here explaining this. I hope that's okay. You can stop me.
Want what other people have?
Want?
You can
Like-
want, but you don't cannot want in a bad way, right? Like,
You can want,
Envy? Like envy? Is that-
you can envy, you can want. That's okay. What?
Desire,
Say,
desire.
you can desire.
yeah.
Want what other
You can keep up with the Jones. Okay. If you've got a Porsche, I want to get a Porsche.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get a Porsche because I want that. I like that Porsche. I like that you have a Porsche. I'm going to go have a Porsche. No problem with that. The problem is I want your Porsche. That's what covet means. I want to take what you
And
have.
that's a sin, right?
Yeah, I want it so badly, I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's different than stealing because stealing means you, and actually stealing really means kidnapping. It means stealing a person. That's what it means here. Yeah. Yeah, these are heavy stuff. This is heavy stuff.
That would have been hard trying to covet a camel instead of a horse.
That's there you go. All right, so that's the 10 commandments. Now we're on the last aliyah. So the last aliyah is 9:15 to 23. And that also includes the maftir. Okay. V'chol ha'am ro'im. See why I didn't want to do the full parsha? Et ha-kolot ve'et halafidim ve'et kol ha-shofar ve'et ha-har ashen vayar ha'am vayanu'u vayamdu merachok. Excuse me. Vayomru el Moshe daber ata imanu v'nishma'a va'al yidaber imanu Elohim pen namut, lest we die. Vayomer Moshe el ha'am al tira'u ki leva'avor nasot etchem ba ha-Elohim uva'avor tiyeh yirato al panechem levilti techeta'u vaya'amod ha'am merachok u'Moshe nigash el ha'arafel asher sham ha'Elohim. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe ko tomar el bnei Yisrael atem re'item ki min hashamayim dibarti imachem lo ta'asun iti Elohe. All right, so E8, of course, has no meaning. It's like the direct object. But et can mean to me or with me. Ito means to him. E2 means to them. So those suffix are your pronouns. Right. Et, call home. Anyway. Yeah, so much is for pronouns. Elohe, chesef, velohe, zahav, gods of silver, gods of gold, lo,
Low.
ta'asu, lachem. See, we just went over the Ten Commandments, and Moses has to really tell the people, gee, I wonder why, Mizbach, Adama, ta'aseh, li, vezav, vezachta, vezavachta,
Sava.
zavachta, offering, your offering. Alav,
Allow.
to me,
Okay.
et olotecha, ve'et shelamecha,
Okay.
et tsoncha, ve'et bekarecha, b'chol hamakom, all this place, asher, azkir, et shemi, avo, elecha, uverachticha, va'im mizbach avanim, ta'aseh li, lo tivne et hen, gazit ki harbacha henafta aleha vatchalleha velo ta'ale ve'ma'alot al mizbechi asher lo tigale ervatcha alav. That's it. That is it.
Cool.
Do not ascend my altar by steps that your nakedness may not be exposed. That's why back then when the priests wore robes, it was a ramp, not steps. Because then you have to lift your leg up and you might expose yourself. Seriously, that's it. All this stuff that you think about, it's all in the Talmud. They all do it. All right.
I think that's for saying something.
So that's it. That is it.